land very close to home. In the realm of San Diego County, in a little town called Oceanside, there lived a brave knight. Now this knight stood up for his family and his friends, protecting justice wherever he saw it, righting wrongs. Now one day this knight was afflicted with a horrible disease. This poor knight didn't know what to do. He saw the best doctors in all the land, and soon they were able to help him along his way to recovery. But there was a bank, a horrible bank, that sought nothing more than to fill its own coffers at the expense of the people it claimed to serve. Now this bank's name was Chase. Now one fine summer morning back in June of 2009, this knight was simply inquiring with the bank as to how his accounts were currently standing. To his surprise and dismay, he found that there were over $1,300 missing. His coin pouch had been empty for no reason at all. The reason why? Apparently, the bank didn't know how to deal with a simple request to stop a payment several months earlier. Now this night, he trudged along the road to recovery, through the summer and through the autumn into the winter. Now, one cold winter morning, this night again went to his bank to deposit the gold, the meager amount he knows, that he had managed to scrimp and save along with his family in order to put into his bank so that they could buy food and have shelter. Now this poor knight discovered the next day that the bank had conveniently managed to lose all of the money that he had deposited, and claimed that they had never seen nor heard of these funds. After hours and hours of trudging through the countryside, seeking out anyone that would listen, the knight was finally able to come up with enough proof to show the bank that those funds were indeed his and had indeed been given to them. How did they respond? We don't believe you. Only weeks later, did the bank finally restore those funds to that poor knight. Now this knight that had faced dragons, had stared down walls, had fought off mountain trolls and bears, came up once again against Chase. Now finally, this knight continued to recover and met some setbacks, it is true, until in February, this knight set up one final payment. Why? Because this knight was so full of love and trust that he believed that the bank could fulfill one of their promises. He set up a payment to pay for those doctors, those specialists that were taking such good care of him. Poor, foolish knight. He trusted the bank to do their job without checking in on them first. And so it was that he discovered in March of 2010, in that little township of Oceanside in the land of San Diego, that the bank never sent that payment, and that his healthcare was gone. As soon as the knight discovered this, he contacted the bank with furious uproar, asking, begging, pleading for them to do something. And their response was, sorry, we can't do that. " Obviously, the knight pointed out, there must have been some mistake. A computer glitch, a computer error somewhere down the line. But no. Would the bank write one little letter to one little company to state that there could have been a computer glitch, and therefore his health insurance could be restored? No. No. They would not help this poor knight. They would not help their customer who had leaned on them for so long, who had trusted them with his money, even after not once, but twice they had already shown that they were not worthy of that trust. So finally, this third time, this final time, the bank hurt the knight most deeply, caused him pain and suffering. So now this knight writes to you, asking you, begging you, don't make the same mistake. Don't bank with Chase.